Hi, it's Kristen. Welcome back for another DIY video. In today's video, I'm sharing with you 3 very simple and inexpensive DIY gift ideas for Mother's Day. So Mother's Day is just around the corner. I'm sure it's on your mind just like it is on mine. And so I wanted to share with you just 3 simple projects. These are very inexpensive. The items are very easy to get your hands on. And even though they're inexpensive and pretty easy to make, I do think that they will still mean a lot to the mother in your life. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we are gonna make a potted plant. So we're gonna be using a clay, just a plain terracotta clay pot. You can get these from Michael's. Very, very inexpensive, but we're gonna dress it up a little bit by doing a braided twine on the outside of it. So that's super, super simple to do. The next thing we're gonna make is a Epsom salt bath soak. So just a few simple ingredients you probably already have in your house, again, and then some essential oils. And then we're also going to do a DIY linen spray, which is kind of like a Febreze, like a healthier alternative to a Febreze that doesn't have any of those artificial fragrances and things in it. So that's also going to use just a few simple ingredients as well as some essential oils. And I have 2 other ideas I'm not going to show you in this video today because I already have tutorials on how to make them. The first one is these DIY clay earrings. So I have a video here on my channel that I'll link up in the cards as well as in the description box below so you can learn how to make these. Again, another super simple and inexpensive, really fun gift that you can personalize, and I feel like it really means a lot. And the other one is a facial oil. So by combining just a few kind of high quality oils as well as some essential oils, we can make a really nice face oil that is moisturizing and really healthy for the skin. So I have a tutorial explaining how to make that on my channel. I'll also link it in the cards and put it in the description box below. So that's 5 Mother's Day gift ideas. All of them are DIY projects. All of them are inexpensive and easy to get your hands on the products, which I feel like is particularly helpful during this time. So let's just jump right into the video. All right, so we're gonna start with our Epsom salt bath soak. And so like I said, just a few simple ingredients. We're gonna use 3/4 of a cup of Epsom salt, which you can just use plain Epsom salt because we are gonna be adding some essential oils to this. And then the next thing we're gonna add is just 1/4 of a cup of baking soda. It's a little tricky to get my funnel to work here. And then we're gonna do 20 drops of an essential oil. So I'm using lavender for this one. It's kind of a no-brainer, just kind of a go-to that everyone pretty much loves. So I just put that right on the top, and then I'm going to go ahead and put on the lid on this little mason jar and then give it a good mix. I left enough room in the mason jar to make sure that I could mix it like this. And that's all there is to it. Now, we're gonna make this look a little bit cuter. So what I've done is I've made some labels. So I'm gonna have these on my website, which is raisingnobles.com, so you'll be able to print these out for free over there. So I'm just gonna use the twine that we're gonna use a little later, making our plant pot. And I'm gonna just take this and cut off a length of it. I'm gonna take this twine and wrap it around like so. Right there on the top there, and then I'm gonna put my little card on it, and then I'm gonna turn it around for this part. I'm just gonna do a simple bow. All right. There we go. So now we have a really cute little lavender bath soak. So that's part 1 of our little Mother's Day DIY. So let's move on to our DIY linen room spray. All right, so for our linen spray, you're going to need just one of these 2-ounce amber glass bottles. They're very inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon. Maybe the craft stores would have them too. I'm not exactly sure. If I can find any at the craft stores, I'll make sure to put a link to them in the description box below. For this one, I'm going to be using tangerine essential oil. My idea for this one was just some sort of citrus. So I also made a label for this, and so I did put a little orange on it, but this will also be on my website. So my idea was that it would be a citrus oil. So you could do like a lemon or an orange or citrus fresh, tangerine, something like that. For this, we're going to use a teaspoon of rubbing alcohol or witch hazel. So that's just gonna go right into our container, or our glass bottle. And then we're going to just fill the rest up almost all the way just with water. And try not to spill it everywhere. There we go. And then we're going to add about 15 to 20 drops of our favorite essential oil, whatever that is, whatever you would like to use. Okay, and then we're just going to put the lid on and shake it up really good. And then like I mentioned, I have these little labels. I kind of designed them to where there's kind of a larger outer box that you could, if your bottle was larger, you could use it, or you can cut it smaller. So I tried to make it as customizable as I could. I just printed this on some sticker sheet paper, just plain, and then cut it out. All right, so I'm just gonna peel this off here and stick it right onto my bottle. I made sure that it was nice and dry before I'm doing this. And I'm just gonna start in the center and just kind of slowly press since the bottle's rounded to try to avoid some bumps if we can. But that's all there is to it. So this is our little tangerine linen spray. So this would be great to spraying the couches or carpets or whatever. It's just like Febreze, but a more natural, like healthier version of it. And it's super special because it's homemade. All right, so let's get started with the DIY braided twine covered like potted plant. So you'll need a plant for this. You're also gonna need a terracotta pot. Another thing is, if you didn't know, clay pots are porous. So if you were to plant your pot in here and water it, then the water would come out the sides because it can leak through. So what you need to do is seal the inside of your pot before you do this. So using some sort of clear glaze, something like that, just spray the inside of it and the bottom. I like to do the bottom as well. And that will just keep the water from seeping out. After you have your pot all glazed, we are gonna start by getting out our twine, and you're gonna need a hot glue gun for this. So I have that heated up already. So we're gonna start by just getting 3 pretty large pieces of twine. I'm just gonna make them match. I'm just gonna do, we may have to add more, we'll see as we go. But we're gonna just start with this length and see how far we get. All right. All right. So here we go. So we're gonna pick whatever side you want to be the back of your pot, and that's gonna be where we start. So what I'm gonna do is kind of closely pinch together these pieces of twine. I'm going to use just a little dot of hot glue, and I'm going to stick those 3 pieces right to it, and that's going to hold our twine in place as we braid. So just like that, and just give that a second to cool, and then we'll get started on braiding. All right, so now that our hot glue is cooled off, we're just going to begin braiding. Make sure this is out of the way. And I just kind of rested my scissors right here just to kind of keep it from rolling away. So I'm just gonna get started. So we're gonna need to kind of separate our pieces as we go to keep them from getting all tangled. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm gonna speed up this part because we're just gonna be braiding, braiding, braiding. And then once we get a good amount of braid, we are going to start hot gluing it on, and we're just gonna kind of make a circle all the way up the plant. I forgot to push record on my secondary camera here that's recording more like up close in my hands. So basically I just started braiding down, and so what I'm doing is kind of trying to keep these ends kind of far from each other, otherwise they'll get all twisted up. So I'm just braiding and kind of pulling the sides as I do so they don't get all twisted. Like that. I'm gonna move this forward a little. Like so. So I'm going to speed this part up because I'm just going to keep braiding until until basically I get to the end of this twine, and then we'll see where we are, and if I need to add more twine then I'll do so on the back of the pot, and then just keep going all the way up. Right, so we are getting to the end of our rope here. And so before we get to the end, what I'm gonna do to keep it from unraveling is just go ahead and tie a loose knot with all 3 of the pieces of twine so it doesn't unravel and we lose the work that we just did. So we're just gonna start hot gluing little bits at a time and just slowly make our way up the pot. Make sure you get your braided pieces pretty close together. The terracotta pot, of course, is a pretty color and it definitely goes with the twine fine. So if you can see the terracotta pot kind of in between it a little bit, I think that's perfectly fine and actually just kind of gives it even more beauty and texture. And I'm going to end this in the back. So all of our little seam pieces are going to be in the very back. So this is where we started. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my ropes right here. And give it a little glue down. I'm gonna cut them a little shorter, I think. I think it'll be okay. Like that. And then we are just going to do the exact same thing again, where we start fresh with 3 new pieces of twine. All right, so let's go ahead. We have our fresh pieces of twine. We're just gonna glue them to the back just like we did the first time. And this will hold them in place. Make sure you get them really attached there and then just let them dry for a moment. What I love about working with twine is that it's very inexpensive. So that whole big pack was like $3.99. It's on the floor, that's why I was looking down there. Like $3.99 for it, and it's usually like 40% off or 50% off at Michael's. And I also love that you can get different colors. So this is like a lighter, kind of like a creamy oatmeal color. You can get the more like classic kind of medium brown, sandy color. Also, if you're enjoying this video, if you could hit the like button down below, it really helps my channel. It kind of triggers the YouTube algorithm to say, hey, this is a good video, people are liking it, and then it shows it to more people, which is helpful to me and my channel. So if you are enjoying it, I would love it if you would hit the like button down below. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you would subscribe and stick around for more videos. I love to share DIY projects and things like that. All right, so we're nearing the end of our 3rd set of braiding ropes. So like I said, I'm going to do a little bit more than I actually need, just to make sure that I don't underestimate what I need. If you don't like the look of leaving the top of the terracotta open, of course you can just continue this same technique all the way up to the top. All right, so here, oh, it's so cute. Look how cute. Isn't that nice? I got some glue strings hanging out, so I gotta clean those up, but isn't this so cute? So now all you need is to just fill your pot with potting soil. Don't forget the glaze that I mentioned in the beginning. You wanna make sure you seal the inside. And then I didn't mention this before, but you'll also want one of these little tray saucer things that go on the bottom to catch the water, because these do have holes in the bottom to let the water drain out. So you want to seal this as well. So make sure the inside of your pot as well as your saucer are sealed up, and then you'll just fill it with some potting soil and then plant your pot right inside and it's ready to go. Thank you so much for joining me for this DIY Mother's Day gift idea video. I hope it was helpful to you. If you're gonna make any of these projects, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below, or you could tag me over on Instagram. I'm at Raising Nobles. If you have any questions about any of these projects, definitely ask me down in the comments below and I will respond. Again, thanks for watching this video today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.